Nirvam sir.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Yeah.
Got it.
Thank you, sir.
What's your name?
Sir, my name is Amit Jharate, sir.
Amit, introduce yourself.
Sir, my name is Amit Jharate. Sir, I have done my graduation in BSc Forestry from University of Horticulture and Forestry, Nauni. And apart from that, sir, I also have an academic experience. Sir, I was recruited as an instructor at Forest Training Institute, JAL. There I have served for 6 months. And sir, apart from that, sir, as far as my interests are concerned, sir, I like bird watching, and I also like landscaping and gardening.
You completed your BSc in 2020 and you served as a forest department instructor for a couple of months only.
Yes, sir.
So what were you doing after that?
Sir, after that, I started preparing, sir, for the civil services and forest services, sir.
Okay. Did you join any institute?
No, sir, I did not join, sir.
Self-study.
Yes, sir, self-study.
How much time do you devote in a day as far as the study is concerned?
Sir, when I started my journey, I began with 12 hours a day. And then when I was completed, when I thought that I have completed almost all the syllabus, then I reduced it to 7 to 8 hours.
In your hobbies, you have mentioned bird watching. I think bird watching, it's a very, slow process. All the time you have to concentrate and then suddenly a bird comes, So, one Indian poet, he has written a poem. He has put these three into one category: bird watchers, poets, and lovers. Do you think whether it's a good combination? Bird watchers, poets, and lovers.
It is a good combination, I think, sir, because this sector actually it requires great patience, sir, because that patience is something that we learn through this hobby, sir. So I think, sir, this combination is.
He says that for a poet, in order to complete one line, he has to wait for so many days and he has to find a suitable word for that. Anyway, tell me two migratory birds, which come in the month of winter to India.
Yes, sir, they are, sir, bar-headed geese are the most common, and we have Eurasian goats. These are the two.
Siberian cranes and...
Siberian cranes are the visitor, but they don't visit Himachal, but they visit Kashmir, sir. Yes, sir.
And what about flamingos?
Flamingos do visit in Bharatpur, sir, Rajasthan. They don't visit Himachal, yes, sir.
Okay. Tell us something about landscaping and gardening. What do you do?
Sir, as far as landscaping is concerned, so it is a multi-dimensional subject, I would say. So, but I specifically loves to do, sir, bonsai tree making, sir. It is a kind of art where a tree is trained in such a way that a large tree gives it a miniature version, sir, through training and pruning exercises, sir.
Okay. What is the job profile of an ACF?
Sir, job profile of an ACF is like he has to maintain, sir, various records of departments as far as the scientific management of forest is concerned, and sir, various field visits, and all those subordinate whomsoever they are under him. So they also have to manage forest activity, including forest working plans, sir. So that working plans, all the details are to be updated either in a decade or in a 15 year, once in a 15 year. So those field work, including academic works, are to be carried out by forest officers.
Okay, you have done BSc in forestry.
Yes.
So how will this, affect when you are selected in your day-to-day functioning?
Sir, as far as my day-to-day functioning is concerned, sir, as I already told you, sir, my interest, they are generally inclined toward nature conservation. So I think, sir, my basic educational background and as far as this post is concerned, they are both synonyms. So I won't find any difficulties in this, sir.
What is joint forest management?
Sir, joint forest management is a kind of an agreement between the communities and forest department, which actually began way back in 1973 from the West Bengal. It was a first ever community-led initiative just to safeguard the forest. So it was an initiative between the Department of Forest and the local communities. So they joined hand for the forest management. So such kind of management was later termed as joint forest management.
Tell us some salient features of national forest policy.
Yes, sir. Sir, there are various national forest policies. When we got independence, first ever independent India's national forest policy was 1952. Sir, it was basically with the prime objective of preserving the nature, but the concept of sustainability was somehow lacking in that, sir. So we updated it. It was updated later on in the year 1988. So the 1988's forest policy, if we talk about it, sir, there are various salient features. Sir, it talks about restoration of degraded lands. It talks about substitution of wood. It talks about granting the rights for the local communities. It also talks about preservation of the forest for nation's economy. Overall, it also took into consideration the concept of sustainable forest management, I would say, sir. So these were the salient feature of this particular policy, sir.
What do you know about the tropical rainforest?
So tropical rainforests are the forests which are exclusively forested of they habitat in the tropical regions where the rainfall generally exceeds 300 centimeters, and where there is very high rate of biodiversity, I would say. And through that high rate of rainfall, there are mainly broadleaf species, sir. So such type of very they are actually serves as a biodiversity hotspot, sir.
Okay, you belong to a state where there are very hilly terrains, and during monsoon, so many landslides take place.
Yes, sir.
So when you come to know about a place where landslide has taken place, what would be your first priority?
Sir, if at all such type of phenomena are taking place, as far as forest management activities are concerned, sir, I would always prefer the slope stabilization mechanism. And sir, that is possible through the forestation programs. And apart from that, there are various sedges that can be grown that act as soil binders, sir. So I would always prefer the slope stabilization, and the afforestation program would be my first priority. And then second would be, sir, watershed management, that is channelizing the water directly into the river so that there is no excess of runoff, sir.
Tell us something about biodiversity as far as the Western Ghats are concerned.
Sir, Western Ghat is a hotspot, biodiversity hotspot region. So it is one of the richest biodiversity hotspot in the South Asia. And sir, there are ample of bird species and the amphibians also. It is the only region in India where there are a maximum or the largest number of the amphibians that have ever recorded. Sir, as far as the mammals are concerned, those includes elephants and the tigers and the even the lion-tailed macaques, etc. And so there are also various forest-dwelling communities that also are the part of that particular Western Ghats hotspot only, sir.
What is the main difference between a national park and a sanctuary?
Sir, as far as the national park is concerned, so there there is only in terms of legality, this is differentiated. Sir, in national park, the highest degree of protection is offered for the animals. So in wildlife sanctuary, so that degree of protection is to a lesser extent, sir. So this is the prime difference, and sir, the difference comes about the its boundaries, sir. National park may or may not be large, but wildlife sanctuary is generally in large. And sir, another difference would be, sir, that national park, the killing of the animal is strictly banned. But whereas in the wildlife sanctuary, they may be regulated up to a certain extent, sir. This is what I think.
Okay, what about the grazing rights and human cultivation? Whether it's possible in a park or in a sanctuary?
It is possible, sir, because we have witnessed
Both
it.
the places?
No, sir. In national park, there is generally a concept of core zone and a buffer zone, which it is not generally in the wildlife sanctuaries. So, sir, in the wildlife in the national park, that core area is strictly prohibited for the grazing rights. Only the buffer in the transition areas are permitted, where the livestock as well as grazing can be allowed, it, sir. Whereas in the wildlife sanctuaries, sir, they may be regulated by chief wildlife wardens.
Tell us something about Project Elephant and Forest Corridors.
Sir, Project Elephant was launched way back in the year 1992. Sir, India is currently having 60% of Asian elephants in total strength. So, sir, this particular project was launched just to conserve these endangered animals. So, these endangered animals also came with the hotspot or their mic sites were also cited by the CITES. So based on those conservation plans, so sir, elephants were conserved and also declared by various state as their national animals, state animals. So the corridors also were included in these only. Sir, with these corridors can be cited when we generally go in the South Indian states, in the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. There are those corridors that we have witnessed.
Do you think that there is a need of forest corridors,
Yes, sir.
as far as the movement of the elephants is concerned?
Yes, sir. Forest corridors are very important because elephants are not solitary animals, sir. They actually live in a group of family. So they actually they do long distance travel because based on the condition of the forest, when forest changes its phenology, when it changes from evergreen to deciduous nature. So similarly, those elephants also changes their that particular spot. So for that movement, sir, I think they want certain corridors so that their life or their habitat or their ecosystem is not at all disturbed, sir.
Why Kaziranga National Park is in the news every year?
Sir, Kaziranga National Park is in the news because it is annually flooded by Brahmaputra River and it causes massive decline to its biodiversity because it was in news because it actually harbors more than 60% of the rhinoceros population. So Project Rhino was also launched in that particular essence. Sir, I think, sir, this was in news. That's why, because there was a need to conserve that. There was need for the water catchment areas to be stabilized through the forestation programs, I think. And sir, annually there is a large scale and the massive widespread flood plans. So through those flood plans, they can be mitigated if certain measures are management measures are, I think, taken, sir.
My last question is, in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, there is a confrontation between the locals and the tribal people. So name any tribal people,
Yes,
who are on the verge of extinction.
sir, I have, sir, one of the tribe that I remember is Sentinelese.
Okay.
And sir, they may be others, sir. I am not able to remember it right now.
The second one is Zarawa.
It is Zarawa, yes, sir.
अमित अमित अभी हम जो है बायोडाइवर्सिटी हॉटस्पॉट्स की बात कर रहे हैं
Yes, sir.
ट्रॉपिकल फॉरेस्ट एवरग्रीन फॉरेस्ट have high biodiversity.
Yes, sir.
What are the major reasons for that?
Sir, as far as our Indian subcontinent is concerned, generally in the tropical forest, we have broad-leaved species generally, sir. Trees, you
Why
asked.
biodiversity is so high in tropical forests?
So because of these congenial environmental conditions, there are four basic factors that are actually required for any forest to sustain. So those four factors, we generally call them as a factor of locality. Those are climatic, edaphic, topographic, and biotic factor. So these all factors are minimalistically harming those forests and they are congenial to that condition. So there is least disturbance. So I think, sir, taking into consideration these factors, they show maximum diversity, maximum rate of natural regeneration. As far as the biodiversity is also high because the feeding animals or those food chain and the food cycle is also automatically healthy in such areas, sir.
How many biodiversity hotspots are there in India?
Sir, currently our country has 4 biodiversity hotspots, sir. In world, sir, there are 36 biodiversity hotspots, sir.
So which four are there in India?
Sir, one is the Himalayan region, sir. One is Western Ghats and Sri Lanka. Sir, another is the northeastern region, that is Burma land, and sir, the fourth is Sundan land, sir, which covers only the Nicobar Island of the Indian part, sir.
Why government is not able to implement the Gadgil Committee report?
Sir, the problem for implementation of the Gadgil Committee's report, I think, is, sir, it was detrimental to those communities actually, which are the forest dwelling or the forest dwelling communities of those Western Ghats, sir. Actually, Gadgil Committee proposed 60,000 square kilometer of the that areas to be as ecologically sensitive zone. Which I think somehow is detrimental because those rights of those communities were somehow siphoned off through that ecological sensitive zone declaration. So there was a tussle, sir, between those local communities and its recommendations, sir. So it was further challenged in court, sir. Later on, the size was, I think, reduced to a certain extent. Size of the entire ecological sensitive zone to be declared in the Western Ghats, sir.
What was the change?
The change I don't remember, but I only remember the Gadgil Committee's recommendations.
So your hobby is bird watching.
Yes, sir.
So that need some special equipments?
Yes, sir. It requires binoculars. Sir, it requires a camera also in high definition or a lens also. Sir, and sir, whenever bird census is conducted, there are various tools, sir, that are used. It depends which kind of methodology we are actually opting for census. So those tools are decided by that, sir. Sir, when generally I personally was conducting a census of birds, sir, in the year 2022 in Pongdam Lake. So, sir, they actually opted for a grid method. The grid method was actually opted to count the entire bird, in which entire lake was actually divided into 22 grids. Each single grid was 5 by 5 kilometers its area. So, sir, with one boat in particular grid and with all equipment, including the Ebony's level, those height measuring instruments, including the binoculars, sir, and including the diaries or including the word pads. So based on those observations, sir, such census was conducted, sir.
Have you noticed any change in distribution of bird population in your locality?
Yes, sir, I have noticed, sir. There is a massive decline in especially the pheasant, sir. I have, because cheed pheasant is one of that pheasant, sir, that showed a very high range way back in 2010, sir. As far as my seniors are concerned, they have conducted their research papers at that time, and I was also about to publish. But before that, I simply studied the birds, but there was massive declines in the pheasants bird species.
What are the major causes?
Sir, the prime cause was, sir, hunting. Hunting of the bird was the prime cause, and the forest fire was another cause, because pheasant can't fly. They generally fly for a very small distance. So they, whenever forest is under fire, so there is completely a threat to their population, sir. And sir, apart from that, I think their breeding behavior was also somehow impacted through the change in climatic conditions.
So they don't have any adaptation to forest fire because
yes, sir, they don't have, sir, any adaptation that I have personally witnessed, sir.
Okay, so recently जो है जजमेंट आई थी इकोलॉजिकल सेंसिटिव एरिया सुप्रीम कोर्ट की, तो उसके चेंज के बारे में कुछ आइडिया?
यस सर, जो सर सिंबल वाला नेशनल पार्क है सर, उसका जो विसिनिटी का जो एरिया था सर, उसे 2022 में सर घोषित कर दिया गया था इकोलॉजिकली सेंसिटिव जोन। बट सर हाई कोर्ट ने भी रिसेंटली उस नोटिफिकेशन को क्वैश कर दिया है सर। द रीज़न वाज सर, उसमें जो हमारा सिरमौर डिस्ट्रिक्ट है ना सर, उसकी 3 प्रमुख पंचायतें आ रही थी, वो कहीं ना कहीं उनके सर राइट्स का हनन हो रहा था। तो उन लोगों ने पिटिशन किया हाई कोर्ट में, और उनको अपने सर उन्होंने वैलिड एविडेंसेस बताए कि हमारे कौन कौन से राइट्स हैं जो इकोलॉजिकल सेंसिटिव जोन में जा रहे हैं, जिसे उनको सर आर्थिक नुकसान बहुत लार्ज लेवल में हो रहा था। तो सर वो चीज़ मद्देनजर में रखते हुए हाई कोर्ट ने सर वो क्वैश किया सर।
एफआरए पे बात आ गई है, तो एफआरए अभी तक इम्प्लीमेंट क्यों नहीं कर पाए? ज्यादातर ट्राइबल एरियाज पे अभी भी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन नहीं हुई है
सर। इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के लिए सर हमेशा ही सर एक लड़ाई रही है सर, एक फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट के लोकल कम्युनिटीज़ के बीच, क्योंकि सर इसमें 2 टाइप के राइट्स दिए जाते हैं सर फॉरेस्ट में। एक इंडिविजुअल लेवल पे सर, एक दिए जाते हैं सर कम्युनिटी लेवल पे। सर जो इंडिविजुअल के सर जो राइट्स है, उसमें सर एक क्लॉज ऐड किया था सर कि कोई भी एक इंडिविजुअल है वो मैक्सिमम 4 हेक्टेयर का लैंड ही ऑक्यूपाई कर सकता है। बट वो मैक्सिमम सर जितने भी फॉरेस्ट ड्वेलिंग कम्युनिटीज़ है उनके पास सर 10 हेक्टेयर से ऊपर लैंड है। तो सर एक सर ये लैंड की थी, उनको चीज बचा हुआ लैंड इवैक्यूएट नहीं करवा पा रहे क्योंकि वो फोर्सफुल इवैक्यूएशन है सर, एक ये कारण है। और सर दूसरा, कहीं ना कहीं जो सर फॉरेस्ट में जितने भी सर ऑफिशियल्स वर्क करते हैं, वो सर उन लोगों को रोजगार भी उनको जो मिलता था सर, जैसे फॉरेस्ट की नर्सरी मैनेज करने का भी उनको कहीं ना कहीं इकोनॉमिक मिलता था एडवांटेज, वो भी सर उन्होंने उनसे छीन लिया। इस चलते एक काइंड ऑफ टसल है सर उनके बीच में। तो इसके चलते कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लग रहा है सर इसकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में कहीं ना कहीं बहुत सारे एरियाज है जहाँ पे अभी तक नहीं हुआ है।
मेन अथॉरिटी कौन है इम्प्लीमेंटेशन
इसकी? सर इम्प्लीमेंटेशन की अथॉरिटी तो सर सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की है सर।
नहीं, जो विलेज में विलेज पंचायत,
यस सर, विलेज पंचायत लेवल पे सर, तो उसमें डिपेंड करता है सर, वो जो कम्युनिटी है सर वो फॉरेस्ट ड्वेलिंग ही होनी चाहिए, और वो पिछले 75 ईयर से उस लैंड में उनका कब्जा होना चाहिए, देन ओनली सर दे आर द प्रोपरेटर्स।
सो ट्रांसफरेबल है या इनहेरिटेबल है ये राइट्स?
ये सर इनहेरिटेबल तो नहीं बोल सकते, काइंड ऑफ ट्रांसफरेबल, बिकॉज जो लैंडलेस कम्युनिटीज भी है उनको भी कहीं ना कहीं सर ये राइट्स मिल सकता है। डिपेंड करता है अगर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सर उस वे में हो।
रिवर्स ट्रांसफरेबल नहीं है, इनहेरिटेबल
है, वो भी कब्जा किया होगा 75 ईयर्स तक का, तब जाके इनहेरिटेबल होगा सर।
और इसमें एक बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है कि आपको ये है हाउ दिस इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम ए जनरल इकोनॉमिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, कि एक आम लोगों के पास प्रॉपर्टी है एक फॉरेस्ट राइट एक्ट की, तो ये इकोनॉमिकली डिफरेंट कैसे हो गया?
सर इकोनॉमिकली डिफरेंट है सर, क्योंकि जो फॉरेस्ट है सर, फॉरेस्ट की जितनी भी कम्युनिटीज है वो स्ट्रिक्टली सर फॉरेस्ट के रिसोर्सेज पे ही डिपेंडेंट है। अब जो सर एक साधारण किसान है सर, वो कल्टीवेट करता है एग्रीकल्चर क्रॉप्स एज वेल एज हॉर्टिकल्चरल क्रॉप्स, वो लोग सर वो वाले क्रॉप्स को नहीं ग्रो करते, वो जनरली वहाँ पे फॉरेस्ट बेस्ड के प्रोडक्ट या फिर मेडिसिनल प्लांट्स को ही जनरली वो प्रेफर करते हैं। तो ये एक डिफरेंस है सर जो मुझे लगता है।
ओके, अभी रिसेंट अमेंडमेंट्स हुए हैं आपका वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट 2002।
यस सर,
उसके बारे में बताइए थोड़ी।
सर वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट वाज अमेंडेड इन द ईयर 2022। सर उससे पहले उसमें सर 6 शेड्यूल थे सर, उसमें से अब सिर्फ 4 ही रखे गए। जो सर शेड्यूल 5 था जिसमें वर्मिंग एनिमल्स लगे, वो वाला सर क्लॉज डिलीट तो नहीं किया पर उसको सेक्शन 62 में कन्वर्ट कर दिया है सर। और सर शेड्यूल 6 को भी हटा दिया गया है प्लांट्स को, और वो मर्ज कर दिया सर 4 शेड्यूल्स में। अब सर फर्स्ट शेड्यूल में हाईएस्ट प्रोटेक्शन है सर, सेकंड शेड्यूल में प्रोटेक्शन टू अ लेसर डिग्री है सर, थर्ड में सारे प्लांट्स है, और फोर्थ में सर साइटिस्ट के अपेंडिक्स के सर उसका मर्ज फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम इसका अमलगाइजेशन हुआ सर इसके साथ। जो साइटिस्ट के जो अपेंडिक्स के जो 1 और 2 की जो स्पीशीज है वो भी उसमें डाल दिया है सर शेड्यूल 4 में सर।
कौन सी नई अथॉरिटीज इसमें इंट्रोड्यूस की गई है?
सर अथॉरिटीज आई डोंट रिमेम्बर सर।
ओके फाइन। और हिमाचल में इन्वेसिव स्पीशीज का थोड़ा बताइए कि क्या क्या कौन कौन से इम्पोर्टेंट इन्वेसिव स्पीशीज हैं जो लोकल फ्लोरा एंड फौना को इफेक्ट कर।
सर इस वक्त जो हमारी सर रिसर्च जो हमने कंडक्ट करी थी अपनी कॉलेज लेवल पे सर, उसके हिसाब से जो सब ट्रॉपिकल पाइन फॉरेस्ट है, चीड़ पाइन के फॉरेस्ट है जो सर, उन फॉरेस्ट में सर जो लेंटेना कमारा है जिसको फुलनू भी बोल दिया जाता है सर लोकल लैंग्वेज में, वो सर बहुत ज़्यादा इन्वेजिव हो रही है। वो सर 60 to 65% का जो नेचुरल रेट ऑफ रीजनरेशन है सर पाइनस रॉक्सबर्गाई का, वो अफेक्ट हो चुका है सर उससे, जो सबसे बड़ा अभी थ्रेट है सर लोकल इकोलॉजी के लिए। सर इसके अलावा सर पार्थेनियम ग्रास है जिसको कांग्रेस ग्रास बोलते हैं, वो भले ही सर फॉरेस्ट के लिए डेट्रीमेंटल नहीं है, बट जो वेजिटेबल्स है जो हॉर्टिकल्चर की जो जनरली वेजिटेबल्स लगाते हैं सर उसके लिए वो थ्रेट है सर। इसके अलावा सर एक्वाटिक वीड्स का हिमाचल में कोई उतना ज़्यादा है नहीं सर, उतना मतलब उतना ज़्यादा थ्रेट है नहीं सर हमारी इकोलॉजी के लिए। ये दोनों सर टॉप 2 वीड्स।
सॉल्यूशन क्या है इसका?
सर इसका सॉल्यूशन सर शॉर्ट टर्म भी हो सकता है सर, लॉन्ग टर्म भी हो सकता है सर। जो मुझे लगता है सर शॉर्ट टर्म सॉल्यूशन कैन बी स्लैश एंड बर्न प्रैक्टिस, बट फॉर दैट पर्पस हमें बहुत ही क्योर से उसको जलाना पड़ेगा जो फॉरेस्ट के पेड़ भी ना जले। और सर लॉन्ग टर्म हो सकता है सर उसके लिए कुछ एक स्पेसिफिक एरियाज जहाँ पे वो फैला है सर उसके चारों ओर फायर ब्रेक्स काइंड ऑफ बनाना, और उनके जितने भी सीड्स है जब भी वो फ्लावरिंग जब उसकी स्टेज होती है सर उसको कल किया जाए फ्लावर को, या फिर किसी केमिकल्स का इस्तेमाल करके या फिर हर्बिसाइड का इस्तेमाल करके सर, ये एक अप्रोच हो सकती है। क्योंकि सर उसको यदि हम अप्रूव करते हैं वो फिर भी फैलेगा ही फैलेगा। मेरा ये मानना सर ये केमिकल मेथड हो सकता है अगर वो डेट्रीमेंटल ना हो फॉरेस्ट के इकोसिस्टम के लिए।
डिसाइड्स तो वैसे ही डेट्रीमेंटल रहेंगे सर,
वो सर होंगे पर सर उसका इंटीग्रेटेड पेस्ट मैनेजमेंट तरीके से उसको करना पड़ेगा सर, मेरा ये मानना है सर। क्योंकि जो पार्थेनियम है उसके सर बहुत सारे एक मैक्सिकन बीज है सर जो अभी रिसेंटली डिस्कवर्ड हुई थी, वो कहीं ना कहीं फीड करती है उसके पूरे फ्लावर को और उसके पोलन को अबॉर्ट करती है सर, तो वो नहीं फैलने देती है उसको फर्दर आगे, उसको फैलने से रोक लेती है।
Okay, Amit ji. So, Himachal Pradesh government has launched a Mission 32 project. So
Yes,
what is
sir.
this project?
Sir, this was launched recently because currently Himachal Pradesh target was that by 2030 they want 30% of our geographical area under forest cover, but they have amended it and they have increased it to 32%, sir, and I have named it as Mission 32.
Okay, so it means we are ready to achieve this goal. So
Yes,
how
sir.
it is going to help us?
Sir, it is going to help us because if we keep the prime objective of if the prime objective of our government is to increase just forest cover, so it will ultimately benefit the entire ecosystem, sir, entire ecology, sir, because it will automatically prosper the food chain, food web,
economical benefits.
economical benefits, and the local dwelling
How
community.
it can help economically?
Because sir, the species that we are going to select for this project shall be one that are economically beneficial for those communities, sir. I think then only, sir, it will be beneficial for them. For example, kathas plantation, acacia catechu, I am saying, and in higher reaches, sea buckthorns plantation. If it is brought under forest cover, so it will be beneficial for the forest communities.
Okay, what are the properties of sea buckthorn?
Sir, sea buckthorn is having, sir, various properties like it is kind of brain tonic, sir, we generally say, जिसको भूलने की बीमारी होती है वो शायद उससे क्योर होती है, और एंटी एजिंग ऑफ स्किन को जो एजिंग है सर उसको रिवर्स करता है सर वो.
Any vitamin?
Vitamin, it has A and C also. It is rich in vitamin C.
Okay, in Himachal Pradesh we have seen human wildlife animals conflict.
Yes, sir.
So what are the reasons? And recently a report was issued by, I think, central government.
Yes,
and
sir.
what was the data of that report?
Sir, human wildlife conflict is a very long term as far as Himachal Pradesh is concerned. So there are various animals. They are the cause of the conflict based on the geographical. Because in the lower Sirmaur Valley, sir, generally where wild boar is more threat to the livestock population as well as their crops. And sir, when we go further higher than the leopards, common leopard, they are also the cause of the main animal conflict. And sir, if we go further higher than the brown bear, sir, and further, sir, major threat was done by sir monkey. Sir, monkey was often declared as a vermin in the year 2020 by our state government, and culling of those animals were also the solution that the government opted, and the sterilization program was also of the monkey was also, sir, given by the government of.
And reason for this conflicts?
Reason is
They are entering into human habitat.
Because, sir, these animals are actually lured by the crops that are grown by humans, as far as those animals are concerned, which are herbivorous, such as monkey, wild boars, and nilgai and deers. They are generally attracted by crops such as maize, and also there are various other crops through which they are attracted. So I think this is one lure that they get, because in forest, I think there needs to be a integrated wildlife habitat management, because they are not getting sufficient food in their original habitat. That is the primary reason they are coming closer to humans. So I think there is a need of wildlife habitat management, at least a food management for animals.
Okay, how we can use technology in forest management in Himachal?
Sir, technology can be used in various ways. Most importantly, it is the remote sensing that is generally used in forest management, because based on the remote sensing satellites, we can simply carry out the area of the entire forest area, as well as the volume of the forest crops can also be calculated, and based on that data, sir, yield can also be regulated, and working plans can also be formulated. So I think, sir, entire data using these technology is beneficial in forest sector as well as its management, sir.
Okay, शिमला डिस्ट्रिक्ट में किस तरह के फॉरेस्ट है, कौन से टाइप के फॉरेस्ट है?
सर, डिस्ट्रिक्ट शिमला में सर मॉइस्ट डेसिडुअस फॉरेस्ट भी है, सर ड्राई डेसिडुअस भी है, और उसके अलावा सर ब्रॉड लीव्ड भी है, पर बहुत ही माइन्यूट एक स्कैंटी पैचेस में है. सर हायर रीचेस लाइक सर चांचल वाला जो एरिया है सर, वहाँ पे सर सब अल्पाइन स्क्रब भी है, सब अल्पाइन फॉरेस्ट भी है सर. ये मेजर फॉरेस्ट है, और सर सब ट्रॉपिकल पाइन फॉरेस्ट भी है.
स्टेट ऑफ हॉर्मुज कहाँ पे है?
स्टेट ऑफ हॉर्मुज सर वेस्ट एशिया में है सर.
क्यों न्यूज में ये?
क्योंकि सर अभी रिसेंटली वॉर बिटवीन क्लैश, जो वेस्ट एशियन का जो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है सर बिटवीन ईरान एंड यूएसए, उसकी वजह से सर.
और करंटली किसके पास कंट्रोल है इसका?
सर इसका पूरा कंट्रोल ईरान के पास है सर.
ठीक है, थैंक यू.
थैंक यू सर.